Hey, kia ora. Helen Brahms here, coming to you live from Surprise in Arizona. Hope you're having a super fantastic, sparkling day. Welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 2037. A bit of this and a bit of that. Yes, my apologies for being so late. Today's been a bit of a crazy day, but lots of really cool stuff happened. Oh my gosh. And why am I wearing Shrek ears? I just got off my mastermind call, went for a walk, and I totally forgot to take them off to go for a walk. So they're still there, but I was on my mastermind call and I thought, I'm going to have a bit of fun tonight. I'm going to put my Shrek ears on and see how many people comment on it. So that was an interesting exercise in observation. There were some people there who may have seen them and decided not to say anything, just to let her be her crazy self, which is totally fine. But there were others that did mention them. So it was interesting. And then when I took Zeffy for a walk, I totally forgot I had them on because these bands are really comfortable. Wish the normal hair bands would be like that. But whatever bands they used on these, and I got these ears in 2011. The story behind the ears is Royal Caribbean was launching a brand new ship called Allure of the Seas in 2011, and they were doing a 2-night cruise to nowhere. And my Royal Caribbean business development manager, who I had at the time, said, "Hey, I've got a cabin for you on Allure of the Seas." And I went, "Great." I says, "When does it sail?" And they went, "Friday of Thanksgiving weekend." And I went, "Okay." And I was like, "Oh my goodness, what am I going to do?" And Brad and I just come home from a cruise like 2 weeks before that one. And then 2 weeks after that one, we were going to Europe for the Christmas cruise. And so I said to him, and Brad says, "I don't want to go," because the only thing we had to pay was airfare to get there. And with Brad, we've got to fly business class because of his issues he was having at the time with DVTs. He had to fly business class. I mean, he was 6'5". So trying to squeeze him into economy was just not going to work anymore. But anyway, so I was thinking, who can I take? So I called up my sister-in-law, Kristen, and said to her, "Hey, I've got a free cabin on Allure of the Seas. Do you want to come with me?" And I said, "You only got to pay the airfare to get there." And she said, "Where's it going out of?" I said, "Fort Lauderdale." And she says, "Okay." I said, "But there is a but." I said, "While I'm in Florida, I have completed all of my stuff on Universal Studios for their certification. And there's one more thing that I need to do that I'm going to do while I'm there." She says, "What's that?" So I'm going to be renting a car. We sail on Friday. We get back on Sunday. I'm going to rent a car from Fort Lauderdale, drive it all the way up to Orlando, and stay. I have to stay at the Universal Resort at one of their hotels there. I have to. I have a pass to get into the. I have my free ticket to get into the park, and I said, and I'm able to get you one at 50% off. And I have to go to the park and I have to purchase something in the park because I have to turn in receipts. I have to return in receipts for the resort. I have to turn in receipts for the purchases that we make in the park. But it's to go and experience Universal and as part of my certification. And that's the last thing I have to do. And I said, so I figured we'll go up there on Saturday hang on, what was it? Yeah, because we left Friday. We caught the red eye from Los Angeles to Fort Lauderdale on Thanksgiving evening. We got into Fort Lauderdale in the morning. We actually met up with friends of mine at the airport who were also going on the ship. And what was really funny, we saw them at the airport. We never saw them again the next 2 nights. We had 2 nights on the ship. So that was Friday night, Saturday night, and Sunday we offloaded. We drove up to Orlando, and we had a room booked at one of the hotels there. We got discounts because of why we were there, and all. It was pretty cool. But what was really funny is that Kristen was a property manager for apartments and stuff. I had worked in the hotel industry for 10 years. So as we're going down the hallway to our room and everything else, we're going, "Oh, that kickboard needs to be painted. Oh, that needs to be picked up. That needs to be dusted." There's some things you cannot turn off once you learn about different things. There's some things you can't turn off. Like whenever I go into a hotel room, it doesn't matter where the hotel is. It doesn't matter what quality the hotel is. One of the first things I check after the bathroom and the bed is if they've got chairs in the corner, I go and look behind the chairs to see if there's any dust gathered back there. Because if you've got the comfy chairs there and you look behind and it's dusty, then they haven't taken very good care of the room. But if it is clear behind there, you know that they take care of the small details. So your room's likely to be very clean compared to if there's dust behind there. It's sort of like, okay, there's dust behind there. What else have they missed? So that was kind of funny how we both did that. But anyway, so back to the Shrek ears. So what happened is that Allure of the Seas had the Shrek characters on board. So we all got issued our Shrek ears as we Was it as we boarded or they were in our cabin? So either as we boarded or in a cabin. We got them at some point during right at the beginning of the cruise. We got Shrek ears. Everybody's walking around with Shrek ears on. And so these are my pair of Shrek ears. And I've had them since 2011. So November 2011, Thanksgiving 2011. So, and it was a really cool cruise. We got to, and as we're there, we're out in out on the back of the ship, and we're looking at the other ships that are in Fort Lauderdale at the time as we're getting ready to leave. And we looked across, and it was one of the Celebrity Solstice class ships was across there. I try to remember if it was, which one was it? I have pictures. I think it was Eclipse. And Brad and I were due to go on that, or had just gotten off that. It was crazy. We had just gotten off, yeah. And so I was telling her all about that ship because we knew the sister ships of it. And so I was telling her a bit about that one. And but we had fun. We started exploring. We went up to the top. We went to the suites because all the suites were open. So we went and had a look at the royal family suite, which has 2 stories. The master bedroom and master bath is upstairs. Downstairs, they've got a bedroom with a full bathroom down there. They've got a dining area, a living room area. You've got this beautiful patio area outside. Casey's going to be sitting there saying, say the word, say the word. Okay, Casey. We had our own balcony, which was very expansive, which had a bar out there, which wasn't manned, which you could put things at. They had a grand piano inside there. They had bookcases in there. It was a very nice suite. And we looked at all the other suites, and then we started going and looking at like the Aqua suites that looked over the Aqua Theatre area. We were looking at the suites that looked over Central Park and Boardwalk. And then we were looking at we just went and did all the suites first because everybody else was too busy doing whatever they wanted when they got on board. And so we went, I said, let's go get the suites now because they're going to be less crowded. And we got some great pictures of the suites. There's some great inspections of the suites and things. And then we got down to like the balcony, different types of balconies. And that's when my sister-in-law says, I'm tired. I'm going to go lay down. I went, okay. I said, you go do that. I'm going to finish the rest of the rooms. And so I went and checked out the Broadwalk balconies, the Central Park balconies, looked at the, can't think of the name of them. The promenade rooms. The promenade rooms are inside cabins, but they have a bay window that overlooks the Royal Promenade where all the shops and restaurants are, which is really cool. And Brad and I had a Royal Promenade room when we did a cruise back in August of 2010 on Mariner of the Seas. Sorry, I got the chinos. And it was really cool because we could sit up there and we could watch all the parties taking place. Yes, it was very loud when all the parties were on, when the evening parties and stuff were on the parades and all of that, but we got a bird's eye view of them all. It was awesome. We could sit there in the window and just look down on everybody, and we didn't have to be among the crush down there. I felt, for me, I'm not big on big crowds and everything else, but it was fun to sit up there and watch everything. And when they had the bridge go across where they had the entertainers on the bridge singing and dancing and all of that sort of thing, we were like eye level with these people. It was the coolest thing to get like we basically had like a box at a box seat at the theater. It was awesome. So we did that and had a great time, and she went off and had a nap. Then we went ahead and joined everybody for dinner, and we just had a good time just wandering around the ship and checking this out and checking that out and sitting and chit-chatting and meeting up with other people. And it was just a great 2-day cruise to nowhere. They basically took us out of Fort Lauderdale out into the Caribbean. We might have gone into the Atlantic as well, I don't know. But we were out at sea, and we basically did this big circle around for a bit so they could take, and sometimes the helicopters will be flying over top as they're taking photographs of the ship at sea. And you can see on some of the photographs the water trail to show that we'd actually gone in circles. But it was really cool, and they took us back to Fort Lauderdale the next day. We then got the bus over to the airport, where we picked up a rental car, which I already had booked, and we drove up to Orlando to Universal Studios there. We got the car parked, got our room, went and relaxed in our room because we've been driving for a bit. And then we went and hit the Universal City Walk that evening and had dinner over there. So I got my receipts. Found the gift stores, so went and bought some souvenirs and things like that. Then we went back, and then the next day we were up early. We caught the water taxi over to the park. Well, actually, the water taxi took us to the City Walk, and then we went to the park entrance from there and got in. And I was like, it is going to be a freaking hot day. and I had jeans on. And I said to my sister-in-law, I says, I got to find me some shorts. So we went into one of the stores there inside the park, and they had these really cool shorts that folded up into a little pouch. And I thought, well, that's cool. And so found my size, tried them on, they fitted. I walked out with the tag and said, here you go. I got changed in the dressing room, put my jeans in my bag in my backpack that I had with me, and said, yeah, I'm wearing these out. Here's the tag and here's the payment and everything else. And they were very, very comfortable. And so we walked around the park, and it was awesome. And they had just opened the whole Harry Potter world thing because we could not get early tickets in there. They weren't doing early tickets at that time. Even if you were annual members and everything else, you couldn't get into that park early. By the time we got over there, there was this huge line. We saw this line. We're like, what the heck's this line for? So we followed the line all the way up. It was for Butterbeer. Butterbeer, as in the drink from Harry Potter that you get down at the tavern in town there by Hogwarts. And it was for Butterbeer. And I was like, oh, okay. And so then we thought, well, let's see if we're going on any of the rides. The lines were massive. And we thought, we're not doing this right now. So we walked into the magic shop and we're looking around there. And right there was a wizard who, I will tell you this, was a spitting image for the guys that played the twins, the Weasley twins. This guy standing there was, and I says, you've probably heard this a million times that you look like one of the Weasley twins. And he's like, yeah. So he demonstrated the products that he was having and all of that sort of stuff. And so it was just really canny that this guy was there and he looked like a Weasley twin from the movies. And so then we wandered around the rest of the thing, and we thought we had until like 9 o'clock in the evening. No, they were shutting that place down at 5 o'clock in the afternoon. So we never made it over to Islands of Adventure, which I wanted to go over to as well. We never made it over there because they closed the park at like 5 or 6 in the evening. And we were sort of like, what the heck, But this was November. It was Thanksgiving weekend. We just and we're like, what the. Okay, so on the way back, we went to the restaurant at the hotel and we didn't do the restaurant at the hotel. We went back to City Walk and went to one of the other restaurants there for dinner that evening, and then took a taxi back to the hotel. And we had an afternoon flight out of Orlando, so we had some time to kill. And my sister-in-law wanted to get some new shoes. I think that's what she wanted. We ended up at an outlet mall anyway, wandering around there to kill some time, and we got new walking shoes and all of that sort of stuff. And then we made it in plenty of time to get our flight home. But it was a really cool weekend, and got to spend some quality time with my sister-in-law, which I hadn't had a lot of chance to do. And her husband, my brother-in-law, dropped us off at the airport, and then my husband picked us up when we got back. So it was a pretty cool trip. It was awesome. So there was that. So that's the story behind the ears, and I pull them out every now and again, and it just brings back really good memories. And today was all about feeling good and keeping the vibrations high. So everything I did, I was like, will this raise my vibration? Will it keep my vibration high? If it's a negative thing, was like, let's get in the right vibration so that we can deal with this negative thing that's come up, and it won't be so negative. And that's how we've been working all day. One of the things I got to do was go clear my mail today, which was really cool because while I was there, I cleared my mailbox. I had to pay for my mailbox. I had to pay for my rental. I'm just opening my package that I picked up today. I haven't opened it yet, so you guys can get to see this package. I bought something off TikTok for the first time. So, yeah, we're going to unbox it together. How about that? And so I went to pick that up because that came in yesterday. So I figured, well, I'll get all the stuff, the admin stuff I have to do, because apparently the U.S. Postal Service has turned around and said all of those that have mailbox, they need to re-sign this, they need to resubmit this form, we need to have government issued ID, and we need to have a copy of something that has their address on, like a utility bill, a lease, or something like that. So I was like, so I'm standing there getting this stuff done, and there's a lady who comes up to the checkout next to me, and the woman behind the counter asked her if she'd been there before, and she said yes, and asked what her name was. And I recognized the name as a mother of a friend, a very good friend of mine. And so I reached across and I asked her if she was that person, and she said she was, and told her that I'm a very good friend of her son. So we chatted for a bit. I actually took a picture of the two of us together and sent it to her son, and and his response was, "Wait, what? How do you know my mother?" Because I'd never met her in person before. I spoke to her on the phone years ago when they were doing a cruise. We chatted backwards and forwards about this cruise they wanted to do. And and the only other time I've ever seen her was in photographs that he's posted. She was such a sweetheart, and he's sort of like, "Can you?" She was supposed. Why ask her why she hasn't ask her why she hasn't texted me back? And her response was, "Because I was mailing important things. I was busy mailing important things," which I thought that works. Okay, so what have we got here? Oh, and the other cool thing that happened today is I got a message through Ancestry from a DNA match, and I tell you, she sent me it last night. So I sent her back information, and I noticed that I had the little dot was there to show I had a message. So I went and had a look, and she'd replied. And I'm like, oh my gosh. By the end of today, I had figured out where she fits in the tree, and she is my fourth cousin once removed on my maternal side. So this here, so that was pretty cool. And so then I sent her back a message going, this is the information I have for your portion of the tree. Can you please verify if this is correct? And if so, that will mean that we are fourth cousins once removed. So her third great grandmother is the sister of my second great grandmother. So that was pretty cool. So we got all of that. And so she sent it back and had filled in the gaps that I had in the direct line. And so, yeah, I got to meet through message a fourth cousin once removed, which then led me to another one that we had in common. And I quickly found that person, and that person was a third cousin once removed. So off that same branch of that same family, where my second great grandmother was her third great grandmother, and the other one had a second great, it was her second great grandmother in there, I think it was. But yeah, grandfather. Yeah, because she descended from one of the brothers. So that was pretty cool. So I got 2 DNA matches confirmed in my tree, was able to link them to my tree and update the DNA match to say these people are on my maternal side and this is their relationship to me, and link them in my tree. So I was sort of like, yes, that never happens. That never happens that quickly. But I got 2 today. So I was sort of like, ah. Anyway, so I got this thing from TikTok. It's a box. It comes like this. It is, I'm going to tell you how big this box is. 10 inches by 6 1/4 by almost 2. I'm not counting the dashes. It's almost 2. So I've just undone the thing in the bob. So let's have a look inside. And this is an annotation set that I saw. And I'm like, oh, I kind of like that annotation set. And so I went and checked, and they had it in purple. I was like, I am so over it. And it had like a 40% discount off it as well. So it was it 40% or 20%. I ended up paying like $16.25 for it, and it was free shipping as well. It was down from like $24, $28. So this is what you see when you open it. So let's take you through the bits. This is the case. Special. Be young, be unique. Absolutely. So this is the case that you can then fill up with all the bits and pieces, and it expands. So it has a white zip. Isn't that a pretty purple? It goes with my shirt. It doesn't go with my, oh, that could go with my ears. So this is the white side, which has a zippered pouch here. You've got a pen holder here with a pouch down the bottom here. And then you've got an open space here, which does expand. Or maybe I've got to undo this zipper. Yeah, I have to undo this. I have to undo the purple zipper. And, oh, that's pretty cool. And so now, look at this. And like magic, I've got a thicker pouch. So what can I put in here? Well, it's got stuff to go in here too. So let's have a look at that stuff, shall we? So we have all this stuff to go inside. At the very bottom, there is a marker, a black marker, to go in there. This is a double-ended one. Oh, it is thin marker. See? I'm trying to see the tip so you guys can see it. It's a thin marker, so that's cool. I like markers. Then I'm going to save the best to last. Those who know me know what I'm doing right now. Oh, those are meant to be really good too. So then you have 2 sets of highlighters. These are highlighters. I like the square design. I don't know if they bleed through. I'm hoping that they don't. But you can see these really cool pastel colors that they have. So these are pretty book. I need a piece of blank paper. Oh, this will do. Go to a clean page in my notebook. Okay, so we've got the purple. See, purple. Oops. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Oh, and they've got, let's just do these. Oh, these are colored page. This is a colored page that I'm on. So that one you couldn't really see that dusky pink. But then there's another pink color. There's a beige. That's probably the same color as the page. Oh no, that one does stand out a little bit. Really need like another cameo. It's a blue and sage green. So these are the slot here. I don't know how well that's going to show up on the camera, but you can see that, yes, I have drawn lines on there, and that this is actually colored paper. And then this one, are these the same colors? No, the greens are different. Where'd the green go? Oh, there's the green. These ones are different. They're a little darker. I love that sound. Okay, so this is the other set of markers. Oh yeah, these are definitely darker. So you got the lighter ones, and then you got a darker set. I've got to see if they go through the page though, because then I know what type of books I can use them on. Because books have very different. All right, so there's 6 of each. So there's 12 highlighters in total. And you can see the second set are definitely darker than the first. And yes, there is a color there. It's just almost the same color as the piece of paper. So those are the markers, the highlighters, sorry. Then these pens are supposed to be really awesome. Oh, it's got a little tab. You pull the tab out, and there they come. Okay, and now we need to lift this piece off, which was holding them all straight. And then, oh, they got holes. Because there's little balls on these things that you need to be able to, oh, you can fidget with them. So these are the same color. Well, they have the little dotties on the end that you've got to take off. Ooh, that's a smooth writer. Kind of like that. I love smooth pens that have a good weight. These ones have a nice weight to them. They're not heavy. Looks like they're all the same color though. That's disappointing if they are. I like different colors. They all look like they're black pens. I prefer blue or purple ink. But for annotations and books, okay, so yeah, they're all the same colors, but they're very smooth. Very smooth. I love smooth pens. I love smooth pens. You want to see what the marker looks like? Okay. Doopy doopy doodly doo. There's the marker. All right. So I've got the pens to go in there as well. Now my favorite part. For those of you who don't know, I am a Post-it-aholic. I love Post-its. I really didn't need any more Post-its, but they came with the set. What can I say? They come with the set, so I've ended up with more Post-its. But there's something very special about these Post-its, and I will show you in a second. All right, so you've got these ones here, the little flags, which all correspond with the colors of the Post-it notes. Now, you want to know what's really cool about these Post-it notes? I'm going to show you. I need a book. Oh, yeah, I've got plenty of books here. So you've got all those different colors there. Then there's a second pile, which has these colors, which all happen to correspond with all of these and the markers as well, the highlighters. But you want to know what's really cool about these books? Oh, I'll show you. Okay. Lost Girls of Paris. Really, really cool. This book is awesome. If you haven't read The Lost Girls of Paris, let me tell you quickly about this. This woman finds a suitcase. It's set just after World War II. She finds this suitcase, and inside are these photographs. Actually, no, she's modern, present day. Present day, she finds a suitcase from that dates back to with photographs from World War II. She takes the photos from the suitcase to try and find out who the suitcase belongs to, who these women are that are in these things. It turns out that these women were all spies during World War II that went behind the enemy lines and all that. So she then embarks on this adventure on discovering who they are and all that sort of stuff. So, really cool book. So what I wanted to show you with these is that these Post-its are very special Post-its. You want to know why? I'll tell you. Because, and I will show you, they are transparent. So you can put them on the book, on a page on the book, and look at that. You can still read the text through it. How many times have you picked up a regular Post-it and you're like, well, I really don't want it covering any of the words. And so you find the smaller ones and write the little notes on there. These are transparent. So you can actually put them on here, and then you can take the marker and it will write on there. As should, we're going to test it out here. I'm going to test these pens. Oh, yes, they do. So you can actually use the flags and these Post-its to mark your pages in the book, and you can still read what's underneath. Isn't that the coolest thing? If you can read what's underneath. Isn't that the coolest thing? I think that's pretty cool. I love that. Oops, no, I don't need that in there anymore. And that comes off very easily and doesn't pull up the print. So that's my annotation set. So now all I've got to do is put it all away. Let's see. Post-its can go here. I'm trying to remember where the girl put it on her thingy and bob, because I only have so many. Okay, so the Post-its go there. Yep, they fit. These little flaggy things, little flags, they can go into the zippered pocket over here. Let's see. Pins. Can go all here. Well, that's looking pretty good. I like that. They all fit in there. I'm going to put the marker in there too. Hey, Zippy girl. So what I have done now is in my front part, oh, and there's actually even a pocket that you can use on the outside if you need to. Front part, and the zippered pouch, I've got the flags along with the marker. Then I have all the pens lined up here. And then in the big space at the back, I have all the highlighters and the poster pads in there. And then we just zip that all up. And there is my annotation set ready to go. And it's in purple. That's the best part. It's in purple. So I kind of like that. And if you wanted to, no, that's not going to close up. Oh, maybe it will. And if you want to compress it for travel, it will compress for travel. I love that. It's going to be on my, I'm going to take this with me on my next trip. But I have an area where I sit and read, and I actually have a pen holder with my annotation stuff in there, and it's got the regular Post-its. It's actually got the little square Post-its along with the little flags. And but for 16, oh, I missed a highlighter. Found a highlighter in the box. Oops. You get to go in that slot right there. Just like that. So yeah, so I'm really happy with it. Trash. It's all recyclable. Oops, I just threw my regular pens off the table. All right, that's going to go into the recycle bin. And that one. And this is the case it came in. So that was my adventurous day today. Put that there to go in there. and pick up my regular pen. So that was a pretty cool investment for $16. And that was on sale. That was down from $23 or $24 down to $16. So I thought that was a pretty good deal. And it was already on sale as well. So I got a double sale. I love double sales where you can get things off and then they give you an extra discount. I like that. So we're going to have to go review that on TikTok. But I can't do an unboxing because I've already unboxed it. Oh, well, but we can still review. Anyway, that's it from us for today. If you want to join us in Forever, we've actually got some classes coming up too on how to use Forever. So if you're interested in joining those, go up here, click this, create an account. You'll get on the mailing list for it and everything else. And it's a free account to sign up. You get 2 gigabytes to start with and receive a $20 coupon off your first purchases. Oh, I love this. Confetti. You seen the latest one? It's this one. I love these effects. I totally forget that they're on at times. And when I'm trying to be serious and talk, and like when I'm in the mastermind thing and I'm being, giving a serious response, and I'll make some hand gesture and all of a sudden you've got all sorts of things going on, which totally breaks the mood and makes it more merry and raises the vibration from being so serious to being more light and airy and raising our vibration. Yes, good things happen when you raise your vibration. So with that, I am out of here. What sort of this and that stuff have you been up to today? Let us know in the comments below, and we'll catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. It's Friday tomorrow for those who like Fridays. So with that, we're out of here. Have a super fantastic sparkling evening.